My name is Ethan Walker, and I never believed a wrong turn could change an entire life. I wasn't looking for love. I wasn't looking for adventure. I was simply trying to inspect a piece of forest land my grandfather had left me. Instead, I found a woman who had spent the last 7 years hiding from the world. And before I left those mountains, she became the reason I never wanted to leave. September 1896. The forests west of Missoula, Montana, stretched farther than anyone could see. Towering pine trees blocked the sunlight. Crystal rivers cut through endless valleys. Wild elk wandered the hills. Most people avoided the area. They called it Black Pine Forest. Not because it was dangerous, but because it was so isolated that if you disappeared inside, nobody would know where to look. That didn't bother me. I had spent most of my life outdoors. At 31, I worked as a surveyor, mapping land for new settlers. Getting lost wasn't something I worried about. At least, not until that afternoon. Rain arrived without warning. Within minutes, the dirt trail disappeared beneath mud. My horse became nervous. The compass in my pocket had stopped working after falling into the river earlier that morning. I guessed which direction was west. It was the wrong guess. By sunset, I had no idea where I was. The forest became silent. Too silent.
No birds.
No wind. Only the sound of rain dripping from thousands of pine branches. I tried making camp, but every piece of firewood was soaked. Night fell quickly. The temperature dropped below freezing. I realized something that sent a chill through me. If I didn't find shelter, I might not survive until morning. Then, far through the trees, I saw a light. Not lightning. A lantern. Someone was out there. I stumbled toward it, calling for help. Hello. No answer. I shouted again. Then I saw it. A small log cabin hidden among enormous pine trees. Smoke drifted from its stone chimney. Warm yellow light spilled through the windows. I knocked once. Nothing. Twice. Still nothing. The door slowly opened. Standing before me was the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. She couldn't have been older than 26. Long chestnut hair rested over one shoulder. She wore a simple cream-colored frontier dress beneath a dark wool coat. But what caught my attention wasn't her beauty. It was the old hunting rifle resting calmly in her hands. She studied me for several seconds. You look lost. I am. You alone? Yes. Another long silence. Finally, she stepped aside. Come inside before you freeze. The cabin felt unbelievably warm. A fire crackled inside a large stone fireplace. Fresh bread rested on the wooden table. Shelves overflowed with books. Pressed flowers decorated the windows. The place felt less like a cabin, and more like a home someone had spent years filling with quiet happiness. She poured me hot coffee. You can stay tonight. I smiled. Thank you. But you'll leave tomorrow. The words surprised me. I wasn't planning to stay. Good. She looked away. I prefer living alone. Her name was Clara Bennett. She had lived in the forest for 7 years. Completely alone. No husband. No children. No nearby neighbors. When I asked why, she simply smiled. Everyone has a reason for disappearing. The next morning, I prepared to leave. But when I stepped outside, my horse was gone. Only broken reins remained near a tree. Wolf tracks covered the fresh mud. I stared into the forest, then slowly turned back toward the cabin. Clara was already standing on the porch. She folded her arms. I guess you're staying a little longer. She tried not to smile, but I caught it, just for a second. And somehow, that tiny smile felt warmer than the fire inside her cabin. For the next 3 days, we searched the forest together. We crossed rivers, climbed rocky cliffs, shared meals beside waterfalls, and little by little, the quiet woman who trusted no one began telling me pieces of her story. She wasn't hiding from the wilderness. She was hiding from her past. and the truth she finally confessed would change both of our lives forever.